first time connecting ChatGPT to the external world. And we've iterated on plugins into a new concept called actions. And actions are very similar to plugins in the sense that you can connect your GPT to the real world. So I made a GPT called Tasky McTaskface.
Very serious.
Very serious demo. And Tasky is great because Tasky helps me keep track of my to-dos. And I just hit Edit GPT. And what I could do now is continue conversationally. So whenever you want to keep working on your GPT, you can just continue the chat. But instead, for time's sake, I'm going to go into the Configuration tab. And as you can see, Tasky's prompt, its instruction set, is a little bit more elaborate. So I actually took some time to set this up. And the other new piece here is that I added an action. And you saw this earlier in the keynote. We're using Retool here to wrap the Asana API. You can configure pretty much anything. And if I click Edit here, there's actually a new UI that just lets you import any OpenAPI spec and just paste it in here. So you no longer need to host it. We also made OAuth a lot better. We have end user confirmation for actions, but I'll show you all that in a minute. So
I always say Nick is in the wrong line of work. And so what he's not talking about, there's also authentication behind the scenes. So the OAuth that you know and love for end users can actually be connected to these apps as well. And there's a lot of exciting stuff there. Sorry, not to interrupt your thunder.
What Thomas said. So super easy. If you already have a plugin, migration takes a few minutes. And let me show you this in action. So I'll just use the preview UI for time's sake. Let's see what's on top of my to-do. As you can tell, it now confirms with the user that I actually do want to send data to Retool. I do. All right, I do need to finish this demo. I guess it's being completed as we speak. There's one thing I did want to do, which is give all of you event attendees access to GPT creation today. We're super excited what you build, so let me remind me to give the cool peeps at Dev Day access to GPT creation. So just as I was able to read my to-dos, it's going to log a to-do by filing an actual Asana task. Pretty useful. Boom, the task actually does exist, due tomorrow. OK, that's not right. I am going to do it today. So actions, they let you connect your GPT to the external world. But there's one other new concept in the GPT anatomy that we want to show you, and that's knowledge. So I prepared another very simple GPT, Danny Dev Day. And Danny Dev Day knows everything about Dev Day. And obviously, there could not possibly be any information about Dev Day in our pre-training set, even with the new knowledge cutoff of April 2023. So what I did is that I actually gave Danny access to Sam's keynote script. So if I inspect Danny, same story, configuration tab as before. You see there's a super simple prompt, but I actually uploaded a PDF that includes what's new with the keynote. And I can now ask it simple things like summarize the keynote. And because it's a small file, and because context windows just keep growing, we're actually just stuffing it into context here. But if I attached more files, it would retrieve over those files by automatically embedding them and doing a smart retrieval strategy. And you're going to hear more about that in the API in a minute. So you're seeing all the stuff that's new. But I think the most powerful thing isn't just summarizing the data, but actually talking to your GPT as if it knows that information. That's really our aspiration here. We're going to iterate on that over time. So why don't we do something more creative, like can you do a rap battle between the old completions API and the brand new assistance API? Thomas has promised me that he's going to do one of the verses on stage.
We'll see about that. We'll feel the energy.
All right. Built-in retrieval and state that persists. I'm the evolution, a twist you can't resist. Pretty good. All right, we're not going to do the rap, but you get the idea.
Fake
it
out.
knows the information. It's all in there. So again, we showed you 3 different demos for each of the core pieces inside of GPT. You saw instructions, you saw actions, and now you saw knowledge. But
Got to put it all together.
yes, we do. All right, let's do it. Switch back over here.
All right.